The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, back here on the drill. It's time for the 10-minute drill. And these are just basically the news-making headlines from the last 24 hours. Beef will be our master of ceremonies. Hello, Beef.
Lead you around the countryside. Jeff, obviously last night we started things out in the desert. The NBA Finals tipped off last night. Game 1 goes the way of the Phoenix Suns, a pretty remarkable Finals debut for Chris Paul. Took him a long time to finally get there, but came out in style with 32 points. Suns take the lead. Early reactions, granted it's one game, long series, but early reacts from a one-game sampling.
Well, the reaction is this. You can't let a team's 3 best players all go off and win a basketball game. You just can't. And Milwaukee's 3 best players didn't all go off. Middleton went off. Giannis played fine. Drew Holiday took a pass. But in Phoenix, Ayton, Booker, and Paul all played great. All had monster games. They combined for 81 points. And so between that, being at home, having a little bit more rest, the Bucks back on the road, going straight from Atlanta to Phoenix, it all added up. I would expect that Milwaukee comes out in Game 2 and it keeps it a lot more competitive. That would be what I would take from Game 1. I'm also taking from Game 1 a relatively spry Giannis. That's certainly a big boost for the Bucks. I mean, when we sat here yesterday morning, I think doubtful was the word they were using to describe Giannis Antetokounmpo in Game 1 of the Finals. And not only did he seem to be able to play, but we said this earlier, Trae Young came back from his injury. It looked like he was holding him back. It looked like he was hobbling him. Giannis didn't look hobbled at all yesterday. So Bucks got to hit threes. They didn't hit threes. They didn't get anything from their support guys like, Tucker and – oh, gosh, who's the guy Bobby Portis, who was –
Bobby Portis got cooked in the second half last night.
Yeah.
He looked bad.
Yeah, he had some moments against the Hawks, but those guys got to play, but for more than anything, the series is going to boil down to Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday and how their games are balanced against Paul, Booker, and Ayton. Those are the 6 best players in the series, and last night that was a big advantage to Phoenix.
You mentioned – Giannis said he feared he might be out for a year. Suddenly he's back last night looking spry, not really looking hobbled at all by that hyperextended left knee. I know we'll ask Doc Murphy when he's in here tomorrow, but how shocked were you that he played and that he looked not really slowed at all?
I was surprised that he didn't play. I wasn't shocked. I was more surprised that he didn't look hurt. So I guess I would best
more shocked by what you saw than the fact that you saw him?
Yeah, I was more shocked that he didn't look like he's injured.
I mean, right out of the shoot, he's going, cutting to the rim and coast going for an alley-oop.
And then right after that, he had a nice block on a breakaway by the Suns.
He looked like Giannis.
Yeah, he looked like the same old perfectly healthy Giannis. That's what it seemed like to me. Now, I'm sure that's not the case. He probably gutted through some pain, but it didn't, cause him to look like he was injured. And that's half the battle. The other team can sense that, I mean, you sense Trae Young driving into the lane and then intentionally landing on his left foot rather than his right. I mean, those things jump out. And so good on Giannis for whatever pain that he was in, for hiding it as well as he did. Because, like we've said, he did not look hampered.
In the slightest. Before the finals got started, I think you and I, along with a lot of the sports viewing public, were tuned into TNT and watching the match. Met with a little bit of mixed reviews, I think. Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers ended up winning it, and the broadcast certainly had its limitations. We've been doing this for years now, and it just seems like they can't quite get it right.
And that's unacceptable. It's been the same crew, too. This TNT crew now has done it. When I say crew, I don't even mean the announcers. It was terrible. From this standpoint, terrible is not the right word. Such a missed opportunity. And terrible to me from how I would have programmed that and staffed it and put it together. The production would have looked a lot different than what TNT did. And there's a variety of things. For one, booth way too crowded. Don't need 4 players. Don't need, 4, commentators. I don't need Larry Fitzgerald. What is he possibly adding to this program? I do not need Larry Fitzgerald at all. I do not need Trevor Immelman at all. Barkley and Brian Anderson would have been enough. I don't need Cheyenne Woods on the course. I'm not sure I ever heard from her, by the way. Give me Anderson and somebody with some personality. How about Kevin Hart? Give me a comedian. There are so many better ways to do this than was done. And then ultimately, the match was killed by having a 4-man battle with only one personality in it. Phil Mickelson's the only one with personality.
Right.
And he goes so overboard that after a while that becomes annoying.
Ultimately, that's the killer because it's a 4-man event and there's so much downtime.
But they didn't play great golf. They played slow golf. The production values were bad. But more than anything, of all of the TNT production missteps that I just can't accept, it's this year after year, you can't hear the players. If you're going to mic them when they speak, it should be the same level to us, the viewer, that the announcers are on. And it's just not. It was so annoying. It'd be like, Brian Anderson here. Tom, what do you think of the 4th hole? Oh, Brian, it's a pretty good hole. It'd take 2 good shots to get. You can't hardly hear them. You find yourself like running the remote up and down. It's so too many frustrations with watching. Not enough compelling personalities. The golf itself wasn't that great. But the two things that kill you, it just as if you're playing golf, is pace of play. It took them almost 3 hours to play 9 holes. Sorry. Bye-bye.
One of the takeaways from the match was a bit of a cryptic comment made by Aaron Rodgers when the TNT crew tried to pin him into some kind of comment about his future in Green Bay. Asked if he'll be the quarterback there moving forward. He says, I don't know. We'll see. But he had the opt-out deadline at the end of last week. That didn't happen. So.
And by the way, when B says opt-out, this is still COVID-related, right? Or
yes, opt-out for the season.
You could sit out this entire season if you wanted to.
So, at this point, I don't know. We'll see. But, that's more just trying to deflect, isn't it?
Well, I think the Packers did the right thing, and they just backed off. Let Aaron go do his California Hollywood actress thing. Let him sit in Napa Valley and sip wine and sing Taylor Swift songs on social media. Let him go play his charity golf. Well, he'll walk around with his stringy hair and aloofness and non-personality or humor and just wait it out and then see, right? It looks like this feels different than Deshaun demand. Now, I know Deshaun's got hijacked by all the other stuff, but this feels different than Deshaun demanding out. You feel like Aaron Rodgers ultimately will be back in Green Bay, don't you?
Yeah, this felt like more like just a salvo to get the attention focused.
Brady had a good line though. They were let me look.
Brady, he referred to him as like the leader of the Packers. I think,
yeah, that's exactly what it was. Well, I'm playing here with the leader. I think it was. There were some cool things about it.
Right, but like you said, over the course of damn near 6 hours.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if an all-pro quarterback is driving it better than the longest driver in the game, then you got a problem. And they played a stretch of 7 holes where 6 of them they used Aaron Rodgers' drive. Hey, Bryson, I told you Bryson's a wreck right now. Thankfully they didn't push him over the edge, and part of that could go to another criticism of the broadcast. They didn't ask any pertinent, like, quote-unquote, journalistic questions either, and there are a few of those lingering. Although, like you said, they did ask Aaron Rodgers, and it wasn't exactly I've told everybody I'm never playing in Green Bay again. I think he was just on a little bit of a tizzy, and he's gone off, and as he says, he's explored his mental health all offseason.
This seems a lot, like you said, a lot closer to Russell Wilson's, beef with Seattle, which really wasn't much of anything.
Yeah.
Than the Watson rift that seems to be legitimate.
I would think so, too. And as far as that opt-out list, just for the record, no players opted out this year.
Nobody opted out.
And I think that the majority, 95% that opted out last year, wish they hadn't after they see the way that the season played out.
Jeff, the old adage is be careful what you wish for.
That's the truth.
Right? And we'll see if that's the case for Jane Castor.
Okay, Jane Castor. No,
Jane
I don't.
Castor is the mayor of Tampa, who said, who said a couple days ago, quote, "What we would like is for the Lightning to take it a little bit easy, to give the Canadians just the smallest break, allow them to win one game at home, and then bring it back to Amalie Arena for the final and the winning of the Stanley Cup." That, of course, came to fruition. The Canadians won Game 4 in overtime, so now it's back to Tampa tonight with the cup in the house and the Canadians down 3-1. So, be careful what you wish for. Or does it seem like the inevitable will come to fruition as Tampa's
Well,
Tampa's
Tampa's going to win. They're much better than Montreal, but it does make you kind of hope that this goes off tracks for Tampa because, that is – you want to talk about an obnoxiously arrogant statement. And this is, and maybe chalk it up to somebody not familiar enough with what sports are and how it works, but you don't ever intentionally give a team life so you can have a party in your home or ice. Now, there is this, when it comes to that perspective, one thing to remember, last year was the bubble, right? So Tampa fan didn't get to experience last year's Stanley Cup, hardly at all, but it's hard to wish or root anything well on Tampa. They've had more than enough success in the last year, and now they're about to add another NHL title, your Stanley Cup. You're going to have the Rays again look like a good baseball team who are going to be around into the heart of the postseason, and the Bucks and Brady are Super Bowl favorites again. So, man, a city that was just notorious for losing for so many years thanks to the Yuccaneers, now, unbelievably, City of Champions.
Title Town.
Oof. So annoying.
That's a 10-minute drill.
I like it. We do have some concert tickets, but we're going to play a game at either or coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. And it's kind of a spinoff whether or not, but we'll do sports-related stats and figures. So looking forward to that. Now, and who is the
tickets will be for Classic Albums Live at Florida Theater Friday, July 16th. They're doing AC/DC's Back in Black. Maybe you've heard of it.
All right. I have. Yes, I have. Also still ahead after as we approach halftime here. Still have a Dailies double take. We'll focus in on that young lady who failed a drug test, can't represent the U.S. in the Olympics. There was another avenue that's been shut down. We'll take a look at that coming up. We still have a football fix coming up. And also, when we come back on the other side, ESPN is in a sugar show right now, and they are just airing their dirty laundry for everyone to see. Maybe you're aware, maybe you aren't, of just the infighting and the insults and the entitlement that's going on at ESPN right now. It's really unbelievable that it's just all out in the open like it is. And ESPN's got a mess that they're trying to clean up, and with a bunch of personalities that aren't happy. So I'll get into that. Also a football fix when we return still later this morning. 3 reasons for you Gator fans to get excited about the 2021 season and much more. It's a CPR Contracting Wednesday on The Drill.